Hey everyone, it's Dusty from Wish I Knew 101. I'm here with Abby Robnett, and she's an assistant director at the age of 20. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So, my first question is, what is your favorite part about your job as an assistant director?
Well, there's a lot of super fun parts about my job, but I think my favorite is about the versatility because I'm not just stuck to one department. I get to interact with everybody on set, and that includes the camera team, the director himself, all the actors. So it's a lot of fun being able just to go all around set because you're not just stuck in one position. You have a lot of opportunity just to interact with everybody.
That sounds like a fun job. And can you share with everyone a funny moment you've had on set that's just like you always laugh about it when you think about it?
For me, it feels like everyone on set is always having such a fun time, so there's been a lot of super funny moments on set. One of them was we got to film this little girl, and she had to tackle her cousin over a piece of ham, and for me, that was just hysterical. But we tend to play like these little games on set. We always have clothespins for a ton of random things, but we'll try to sneak them on somebody. And it's funny because sometimes like the actors will notice and they'll get in on it. Like I had she was probably like 6 years old, and she's going up to the director like trying to sneak all these clothespins on him. And it's just super funny because all these random things just happen and they're just hilarious.
That sounds funny. And what is the craziest thing you've done just to get like a perfect shot? Like I know we worked with you before, so I've seen some pretty like crazy things you have to do to get like a great shot. What is that?
Like you said, there are a lot of crazy things that you have to do, but for me specifically, one time I had to wear this giant helmet, and strapped right on front of the helmet was the camera. And this camera is like that big, so it's a pretty large camera with the lens on it, and it was strapped right in front of my face. And then I had to go and I had to cut something. Like I was making a salad and I had to cut it, but I could not see what I was cutting because the camera was right there. And so I was like looking at this monitor that was like right in front of my face trying to cut it. But I had to climb a tree one time to get a shot. I had to climb a tree. There's always something crazy that we have to do. I had one time, there was a Thanksgiving shoot, and we had this giant mascot for a grocery store, and there was a person in the mascot on a table in a giant oil pan because they were like the turkey, and I had to stand on the table and push this person in the oil pan in the mascot suit. So there's always something just kind of crazy that you gotta do.
That's really funny. And as an assistant director yourself, what are some qualities that you think are just key to other assistant directors that you would say are just a valuable information for them?
Well, first you have to have really good communication skills, because if you think about it, you're talking to everybody on set. You're not just you and the director. You're talking to the camera team, talking to hair and makeup, you're talking to the actors themselves, and you have to be communicative because you have to clearly tell them what needs to be done. You have to have good leadership skills because if you think about it, you're filling in some of the gaps that the director can't because they're too focused on what they have to do for the actual ad or whatever. So you just have to be super communicative, have good leadership skills, all of that. You just have to be strong and know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. Great advice. And just speaking of advice, what advice could you give to someone who's 15 years old and that can help them in their future?
Not necessarily pertaining to being an assistant director, but just always be yourself, because you're going to have a lot of people come into your life and they're going to be rude, they're going to be negative, and if they're talking about you in a negative, poor light, that's going to get into your head, and you're going to lose your sense of yourself. So you always just have to stay true to yourself and keep your head on your shoulders and just don't worry about what they have to say, because more often than not, it comes from a place of jealousy, or they've got something in their life and they're outpouring it onto other people. So just don't pay attention to them and stay true to yourself.
Well, great advice. Thank you so much for your time, Abby Robnett. And you guys heard it from her. Don't forget to learn, apply, succeed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.